Hey guys, how you guys doing today? Jimmy Roberts here, your local real estate professional. And today we have got another treat. I am down in one of my, the suburban areas of my territory, one of the southern parts. And I found this beautiful house and we're gonna take a walk through. And I'm gonna show you exactly what it is that I see when I walk through the house as a real estate appraiser. And also I'll throw in some ideas as an investor too. And we'll see where that goes. Again, this is Jimmy Roberts, your local real estate professional. And today, we get to do a quick walkthrough. First things first, we are standing in the back area of the house. So the plan today is to start in the interior and then we'll go on the outside after we finish up. So let's start with the family room. So as you can see, we've got a nice vaulted family room here with the fireplace, always a nice addition. I don't know if you can tell right away, but this area is actually, while maintained, is a bit dated. So I'm guessing the construction was probably late 90s, early 2000s. We've got a lot of wood and natural wood finishings here, as well as the carpet. Those things haven't been updated in some time. You can also tell by the fireplace here that too is a little dated. Doesn't mean that it doesn't work, because it does. But again, we're talking about datedness in relation to current design tactics. So from an appraisal standpoint, this would be about average, okay? This is about what we'd expect. We've got carpet, drywall that's been maintained, recessed lighting, et cetera, et cetera. Now, as an investor, one of the things that I would do is I would look to change this focal point, to turn this fireplace here, remove the ceramic tiling around it, and maybe give it a little bit more accent. Maybe even remove this stump there, or the little seating area, so that you can create more of a dramatic area. All right, so now let's swing on into the kitchen. As with all kitchens, we have the breakfast area right here. We've got the polished ceramic tile flooring. And of course, we've got the oak cabinetry. Again, everything is in pretty good condition. We've got Formica countertops there and a shallow sink. Got the dishwasher there too. Now, the reason I point out the shallow sink is because, again, that reeks to me of something that was older design. Typically today, we're looking for a deeper sink and maybe even one sink as opposed to a double. So something to consider. Ceramic tile, Formica countertops, definitely odor right there. So again, maybe adding in, given this price range of this particular house, maybe a nice granite or a quartz countertop would spruce things up. Now, what's cool about this flooring is it is really solid and it looks great, and I don't see any particular reason why you would want to correct it. All right, so we can leave the flooring in place if we were rehabbing this property or renovating it for a quick resale. Cabinetry, personally, this is solid oak cabinetry. I would not do anything to it other than clean it, paint it, and change the hardware. That way we'll have a nice updated look and we'd go from there. So now we're gonna venture on into the dining room. Again, very classic, very nice chandelier, hardwood floors, and just a pretty solid area, right? Again, we got the natural wood moldings throughout. This is the dining room and living room combination. This is a very typical home design. So nothing new here. Again, a little crown molding at the top to add some accents. Very nice, very nice. So we're gonna walk down this little hallway here. Take a look at the half bathroom. Same thing, it's a half bathroom, not a big deal. We've got a vanity, a vanity toilet. Again, the same flooring is pretty much transitioned throughout the first floor. Got a laundry room here. It's a laundry room. There you go. One of the things that I can say is I do really like the fact that even in the laundry room, the homeowner for this home has made sure that the crown molding has continued throughout. So every room they typically have crown molding, so that's pretty cool. Take a look at the garage area. Well, looks like a garage. It's official. It is a garage. So nothing major there. Let's see here. Now, we're gonna come on back through. Let's take a look upstairs. Now, one of the things that's really cool about being a real estate professional and an appraiser in particular is that I do get the opportunity to see quite a few houses, a lot of different designs, a lot of different things. And as I said, because I see so many, probably unlike many homeowners, definitely unlike many homeowners, and probably even more realtors, I get to see a lot of similarities in terms of construction. This home was built in, like I said, the late 90s, early 2000s. There is a typical design, right? And that typical design basically means you're dealing with a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom house with a family room, living room, dining room, and kitchen. Pretty standard throughout. Every now and again, I get to see some unique features, and we're gonna see one of those as we get upstairs. And it's gonna be in the master bedroom. So without further ado, let's get on up there. Okay, so here we go. So at first brush, we're taking a look at the master bedroom. Now, as you can see, it looks pretty much like a standard room. And it is, it's a standard master bedroom. But what's really unique for this property in this particular price range, and this is a medium price range, average quality home, is the fireplace. Rarely do you see a fireplace in the main bathroom at this particular price point. Again, this home was not meant to be a particularly glamorous home, for lack of a better word. And glamorous is one of those words that can, evoke a lot of emotion. And I'm not saying that the home is not nice. I'm just saying that the home was constructed for more of a middle-class environment. Middle-class environment homes don't typically have fireplaces in the master bedroom. It's not something you see. That's a feature that you typically see, again, in some of the higher-end custom homes, which makes this home pretty unique. Alrighty, so let's jump right into the the primary, that's the new terminology, the primary bathroom. So here we go. Primary bathroom, again, it's a bathroom. They have some pretty decent ceramic tiling there. It looks like an old jacuzzi tub. I don't know if it works or not, but I'm assuming it probably does. And the stand-up shower. Not that big a deal, pretty straightforward. Again, from a appraiser standpoint, average overall condition. From an appraiser standpoint, just to repeat, we're talking about an average bathroom. Now, what some of the things that we could do to spruce this up if we were actually treating this as a property flip or something like that, is we can change up the countertops, change up the sinks, and again, if at all possible, I would want to save those cabinets because they look to be the same or very similar oak cabinetry that was downstairs. If it's in good shape, save it, paint it, keep it moving. If not, then change it up. One of the things I also do is I change this standard mirror right here and add some, have separate mirrors. I probably also add some individual light fixtures over those mirrors so that it gives a little bit more accent, so that it's not as plain. Is that the right word? So it's not as plain, I think is probably the right term. So let's move on. Hey, my real estate investor friends, Jimmy Roberts here. Have you ever been concerned about what a property would flip for after you fixed it? Well, I've got a 5-step guide for you that will help you answer that question. You can use the steps that I use as a real estate appraiser to determine what the after repair values are. 5 simple steps, and I have them detailed for you. If you want them, absolutely free. All you need to do, click the button below, and there you go. Now back to the video. So one of the things that I want you to take a look at is the flooring. As you can see, we're on the 2nd floor, and now we're in carpet. Downstairs we had ceramic tiling and hardwood. Upstairs, in the bedroom areas, we have carpeting. Now, As you can see, this carpeting is blue, which immediately tells you, it screams 80s actually, but here you go. So the carpet appears to be in decent shape. It's not in great shape. There are a few spots every now and again, but generally speaking, in pretty decent shape. So there you go. Now, let me show you something. In every room, and this is building code, in every bedroom, you see a fire detector right there. Now, here's the thing about fire detectors, what a lot of people don't know. Fire detectors, actually, the coating of them actually turn colors. That's right. So a fire detector will actually start turning colors the older it gets. So when you get it first out the box, they're nice, pristine white. As they become older, they start to turn beige like that one up there. I'm not saying that it doesn't work, but it's clear that it's older. And typically speaking, fire detectors should be changed, even if they're hardwired throughout the house, like I believe these are. They need to be changed at least every 10 years because the sensors do go bad. So just a tip there. Change your fire detectors at least every 10 years. And if you see one that's turning beige like that one up there, definitely change it up. So take a quick look at the bathroom. Again, similar situation with the primary bathroom. Now, here's what's really interesting. With the exception of the tub shower combination, this bathroom is in basically the exact same condition, and materials were used to make this bathroom as the one in the master bathroom. Now think about that. 20 years ago, 30 years ago, that was absolutely fine. But nowadays, most home buyers anyway, would prefer to have more of a elegant spa type feel in the primary bathroom. That's the one that's attached to the primary bedroom, formerly known as the master bedroom. So they want to have a little bit of a distinction, a little bit of flair. Whereas we can take another look here in this main bathroom, the main second floor bathroom, that's not really the case. It basically is just a copy of the other one. The tiling is a little different, but it's pretty much the same bathroom. So from a appraiser standpoint, this is absolutely fine. It's a solid 2-bedroom house, 2.5 bedroom house, perfect. From an investor standpoint, where you want to maximize dollars and bring in the highest amount of attention to the property, you probably want to keep this one, change out the countertops maybe, change out the sinks. Again, we talked about that before, but really put more money and put some interest in that other room, turning that other one into more of a spa feel. That would definitely help increase the overall appeal and bring it up to more modern day standards. All right, so let's take another look at a bedroom. Again, it's a bedroom, right? This is the stuff that we'd expect. It's got 4 walls, ceiling, and carpeting. Now, I don't know if you can tell, but those are those stains that I was talking about. Like, that's pretty obvious. I don't know what that was, but apparently it was a lot of it. It's around about, I don't know, at least a quarter of the floor, or around the edge of the floor there. So, chances are, even though this flooring and padding, generally speaking, is in pretty decent condition, the new homeowners are probably going to want to go ahead and get that replaced. So, another bedroom. Not a big deal. Now, one of the things that I keep hanging up here again is I want to show you the ceilings. And the reason I want to show you the ceilings is because the ceilings is usually going to be the first area that you're going to notice if there's any water damage coming in from the roof. And as you can see, as we've walked through this property, we've not seen any of that. So that's pretty good. That's a very good thing. Another question that I often get is about ceiling fans. So people always ask me, Jimmy, I have a ceiling fan. Doesn't that increase value? Not really, right? Again, it's one of those things that if you had it, great. If you don't have it, great. It doesn't really matter much one way or the other. It doesn't appear to be connected with overall value. So it really comes down to is this. As a home buyer, are you willing to spend, say, $1,000 more because home has ceiling fans in their bedroom? Probably not. Just something to think about. But that said, if you live in this house it's probably amazing to have a ceiling fan, especially on some of the warmer days or warmer nights that we have, where you can open a window and just let the fan cool you off while you're sleeping. That's probably amazing. And just for that alone, you should consider adding them. So, okay, so now that we finished this up here, we finished the inside up. Now we're going to take a look at the outside, because around the outside, we've got a couple of items to point out, the last of which is actually going to be a potential safety issue. So we'll start in the back and work our way around. I'm going to pan the camera around to show you what I'm kind of looking at. So we got a little shed there. Got a fenced in area primarily from the next door neighbor. And we got a little fire pit. So now grass it's really nice to have it maintained and everything, but it doesn't really, as long as there's existing landscaping, it doesn't really add much to overall value. That's an important thing to understand. You need it, but it doesn't have to be excessive. It just needs to be in accordance to whatever your neighborhood is for the primary part. So we're now outside. As you can see, we've got the back of the house. We've got a nice concrete patio. The patio appears to be in pretty good condition. I didn't see any major cracks or anything like that. No trip hazards. It is, now I will say this. This thing is about, let's call it 20 inches above ground. I believe at 24 inches, you need to have railings. So, you know, it's just barely hitting it on that one. Okay, just barely hitting it. Probably should have some railings, but it appears to be within code. Let's take a look at the roofing. Now, one of the cool things about recent roofing changes is that you can see right there, that is a dimensional roof, which means that it is probably, the roofing has probably been replaced probably within the last 10 to 15 years, which means that it should be in pretty decent condition. Again, we didn't see any signs of water on the inside, so we're gonna assume that it's pretty good. All right, so now let's walk around. So here we go along the side. Now, one of the things that's really cool about this is you gotta note about the condition of the subject property and other properties. Now, as I'm walking around here, I just happen to take a look up. I don't know if you can see that, but as you can see from that window, that the window, it looks like it's sweating inside. What that means is, that means that seal has been broken. Doesn't mean now when a seal is broken in a window, it doesn't mean that it won't keep the water out, but what it does mean is that it's no longer insulating. Now remember, inside of the house, one of the things that we use windows for is we use them to insulate, to keep the cold out and the heat in, or vice versa, depending on the season, right? In that situation that we're seeing up there, that's not the case. That window is doing absolutely nothing. It's keeping the water out, but it's not insulating. So that would be a concern for the next homeowner. From a appraisal standpoint, it doesn't affect the safety or the structural security of the property at this point in time. So it's not a big issue. And of course, we've got the 2-car garage. While I'm here, let me take a quick pan of the neighborhood. As you can see, very nice neighborhood. Calm. Most houses have generally very similar landscaping, which is small trees, small shrubs, maintained lawns, and some ornamental bushes. Ornamental meaning they have some colors. And we take a look at ours and we see the same thing. Look at that. Ornamental bushes that change colors, small shrubbery, and there we go. So now let me show you the potential hazard issue, okay? So here we go. It's the front porch. Now, as you can see, there is a crack. The edge of the front porch is cracked. Now, in its current situation, there is no trip hazard associated with this, okay? And it feels very solid. It feels very solid. So from an appraisal standpoint, does it affect the structural soundness of the property? No. Is it a safety hazard? No, not at this point. However, in the future, it should be corrected. I'm going to repeat that. In the future, this is something that should be corrected. Now, that's my professional vantage point as a real estate appraiser or even a broker. It's something that's going to need to be done eventually by the next homeowner, because right now there are no structural issues affected by it, nor are there any safety issues affected by it. That said, as a real estate investor is probably going to want to replace this block. And the reason they're going to want to replace it is simply it's a headache. I mean, I just call it what it is. Generally speaking, if an investor were to purchase this property, they're going to want to get absolute top dollar. I'm going to repeat that. They're going to want to get absolute top dollar. And the question becomes this: if you want to get absolute top dollar, and would you get that if you were buying a property and you walked up to it and the first thing you saw was a cracked cracked concrete porch slab? Would that make you feel like, hey, I just want to give this whoever this homeowner is tons and tons of money for that at the very high end of the market? The answer is no, you wouldn't. So the easy solution for that is to replace the slab. And once you replace the slab, then it's no issue. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about appraisers or property inspectors like myself popping up and saying that it's an issue, right? You don't even have to worry about it. You take that off the table, and then you can go on about your business and try to command as much money as you can with the property. So there you have it. This is Jimmy Roberts, your local real estate professional, and we have just completed a walkthrough of one of the properties in my southern portion of my territory. And with that, I will see you. Talk to you later.